Hey there, future scientists and curious minds. Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really diving deep into how everything in nature connects.
It's like this giant invisible web, isn't it?
Exactly. And we're going to try and, peek behind the curtain a bit. So just take a second and really think about this question. Have you ever stopped to consider how a tiny little bee
Yeah.
and it's just this huge ancient tree
Hmm.
are like absolutely essential, not just for the planet, but for your life?
That's a big one.
It is pretty mind-blowing when you actually stop and think.
It really is. And that's kind of our mission today, right? To put on our ecologist hats for a bit.
Totally.
We've got this fun little ecosystem flashcard challenge lined up. We want to explore that intricate dance of nature.
See what makes it all pick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what happens if, one little piece changes, why these connections are so important to you.
Right. So this isn't just us talking at you. Get ready to play along.
Yeah. Join in.
Try and answer the questions in your head. Make some guesses. Hopefully we'll all have some aha moments together.
Definitely.
Ready to decode nature's blueprint.
Let's do it.
All right, first flashcard. Let's picture a big leafy tree. Roots down deep, branches way up high.
Got it. Majestic.
Okay, so obviously it's alive. But beyond that, what are some of the hidden jobs it does?
Yeah.
Things we maybe don't think about.
Oh, that's a great way to phrase it. Because yes, it's a producer in ecological terms, a powerhouse.
Right.
But it's also what we call an ecosystem engineer. It literally shapes its environment.
Engineer. How so?
Well, yeah, it makes oxygen. We all know that. But it also pulls massive amounts of CO2 out of the air, photosynthesis, right? That's huge for climate regulation, like nature's air filter. Plus, it's home and food for tons of creatures. Its roots stop soil washing away.
Keeps water cleaner too, right?
Exactly. So if trees disappear, like with deforestation, it's not just sad for the view.
It's way bigger.
Way bigger. You get drier soil, more carbon in the air, and whole food webs can just collapse. It's like losing a life support system.
Wow. Ecosystem engineer. I like that. It's not just there. It's building things.
Precisely.
Okay, next card. Let's flip over to the sun. Huge. Powerful.
The ultimate source.
We know it's non-living, obviously. But how does all that energy, that incredible solar power, actually get used? How does it flow through an ecosystem, powering that tree, powering everything?
Right, the energy flow question. So yeah, non-living, but it drives pretty much everything on Earth. Can't function without it.
Okay.
That energy gets captured first by producers like our tree through photosynthesis. They turn sunlight into, well, food energy, chemical energy.
Plants eat sunlight.
Sort of. They convert it. But here's the really interesting part, maybe a bit surprising. As that energy moves up the food chain, say, grass gets eaten by a rabbit.
Okay.
And the rabbit gets eaten by a fox.
Right.
Only about 10% of the energy from one level actually makes it to the next level.
Wait, only 10%? That sounds really inefficient.
Huh. It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, where does the other 90% go? Is it just wasted?
Well, waste isn't quite the right word in nature, maybe, that other 90%. The organism uses it to live moving, growing, breathing, and a lot is lost as heat.
Ah, okay. So it's used up, not just gone.
Exactly. And this 10% rule, it's fundamental. It explains the pyramid shape of life you always see.
What do you mean pyramid shape?
Well, you need a huge base of producers, loads of plants.
Right, the bottom level.
To support way fewer primary consumers, the herbivores eating them, and even fewer secondary consumers above them.
Ah, because there's less energy available each step up.
Precisely. That's why you have tons of grass, but relatively few lions or eagles at the top. Nature isn't wasting energy, it's transforming it. And that transformation limits how much life each level can support.
That makes so much more sense now.
Oh, okay.
It's like an energy budget getting tighter and tighter.
Good analogy.
All right, buzzing in next. A bee. Our little fuzzy friend.
Can't talk ecosystems without pollinators.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So we know they pollinate flowers. But can we go a bit deeper? What's the advanced scoop on that partnership? How amazing is it?
Oh, it's beautiful. The bee is living, of course, and its relationship with a flower is a classic example of mutualism.
Mutualism, meaning?
It's a type of symbiosis where both sides benefit. Win-win. The bee gets food, nectar, pollen, essential stuff.
Okay. And the flower?
The flower gets pollinated as the bee moves around carrying pollen from one flower to another. That's how the flower reproduces. Crucial.
Right.
But here's where it gets even cooler and maybe a bit more fragile. Some of these partnerships are incredibly specialized.
Specialized how?
Like, there might be a specific type of orchid that can only be pollinated by one specific species of bee. That's it.
Whoa. Really? Just one bee type?
Yep, which means if that bee disappears...
The orchid could be toast.
Exactly. It shows how interconnected and sometimes how fragile these relationships can be.
Wow, so it's not always just any bee helping any flower. Sometimes it's like a lock and key. Very good way to put it.
So if that mutualism is so vital, what happens if it breaks down? Like, if bee populations decline? Is it just fewer flowers, or is it bigger?
It's much bigger. That's a critical point. When these partnerships falter, especially with key pollinators declining, the ripple effects are huge.
Like what?
Well, our food supply takes a direct hit. So many fruits, vegetables, nuts rely on them, but it also hammers overall biodiversity. Ecosystems become less stable, less resilient.
Less variety.
Yeah. It can trigger what scientists call a trophic cascade. Changes at one level start messing things up on other levels, too. It's not just about losing one species. It's like pulling threads from that web we talked about.
The whole thing starts to unravel. Yeah, that's sobering, but really important to grasp.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's shift scenes. Next card. A pond. Picture it lily pads, maybe some frogs. Peaceful.
Nice.
Classic ecosystem.
We know it's a habitat, right?
Yeah.
But how does a pond really demonstrate that deep dependence between the living stuff and the non-living stuff? Maybe in ways we don't always see.
That's a great question, because ponds are like perfect little ecological case studies. Yes, it's a habitat, the address where organisms live.
Okay.
And inside that habitat, you find different populations. A population of fish, maybe. A population of frogs. Water lilies.
Right. Groups of the same species.
Exactly. And when you put all those different populations together interacting, that's the community.
Got it. Habitat, population, community.
But back to your question, the living stuff. The biotic factors, like fish and plants, are completely dependent on the abiotic factors, the non-living stuff.
The water itself.
The water, definitely, but also the amount of sunlight hitting it, the water temperature, the oxygen dissolved in it, even the mud at the bottom.
So those non-living things actually control what can live there.
Absolutely. They dictate survival. If the water gets too warm or too cloudy so sunlight can't get through,
That's bad news for the residents.
it's potentially deadly. The producer is algae. Plants can't photosynthesize properly without the right light and temp. And if they struggle, the whole food web feels it. And think about nutrient cycles, too. Things like nitrogen, phosphorus, they cycle through the pond from dead leaves, say, which are non-living, into the plants, which are living. Then maybe an insect eats the plant, a fish eats the insect, also living.
And then eventually back into the water or sediment when things die and decompose.
Precisely. It's this constant, invisible loop connecting living and non-living parts.
Little self-contained recycling world. Cool.
Oh, very cool.
Okay, final card for this round. Let's look at a group of ducks just cruising on that pond.
Quack, quack.
Huh? All right, what level of organization is a group of ducks, ecologically speaking?
Okay, so a group of just ducks, all the same species. That's a population.
Right, just one species.
Important distinction, because if we meant the ducks and the fish and the frogs and the plants, that would be the community, multiple species interacting.
Gotcha. Population is one type, community is multiple types together.
You got it.
So, for our duck population, what kinds of things might limit how many ducks can actually live there? What holds them back? Naturally, or maybe because of us.
Good question. These are called limiting factors. There are quite a few possibilities.
Right.
Well, food is a big one.
Yeah.
Is there enough pondweed, bugs, whatever they eat?
Makes sense.
Disease can sweep through a population too. Predators are another: foxes, eagles, snapping turtles maybe. They keep numbers in check, naturally.
Yeah.
And just space. Habitat availability. How much suitable nesting area is there? How big is the pond?
Right. Physical limits and human impacts.
Oh, absolutely. Pollution is a huge one. Runoff from farms or roads can poison their water or food. Habitat fragmentation, building a road that cuts off part of their pond or nesting area, that can really hurt a population.
So it's this constant push and pull from the environment and sometimes from us that determines how many ducks there can be.
Exactly. It's all about those limiting factors balancing things out, or sometimes, unfortunately, throwing them out of balance.
Okay, that clarifies a lot. So we've run through trees, the sun, bees, ponds, ducks. Quite a tour.
A mini ecosystem tour.
Thinking back over those, Which concept maybe was the most surprising for you? Or maybe just clicked in a new way? Like, was it the 10% energy thing or the super specialized bee partnerships? Anything stand out?
It's always fascinating what clicks for different people. That 10% rule often blows minds.
Yeah, it's counterintuitive at first.
Right. It makes
Yeah.
you totally rethink food chains, but also realizing how specific some mutualisms are, like with the bees and orchids. That really drives home how delicate nature's balance can be.
Yeah, fragile connections.
It's seeing the dance, not just the dancers.
Totally. Okay, let's try putting this together. A quick simulated challenge. Imagine you're a team of ecologists.
Ooh, detective time.
Yeah. You discover a new pond, let's call it Mystery Marsh. And, oh, there's this new invasive plant species starting to spread like crazy. It's choking out the native water lilies.
Ugh, classic scenario. Okay, challenge accepted. So, applying what we've learned, how would you start analyzing this? First off, that new plant, what's its role? Producer, consumer.
Well, it's a plant, so
Producer. It's making its own food. Now, what's the relationship between this producer and the native water lilies it's crowding out?
They're fighting for space and sunlight.
Right, that's competition. They're competing for the same limited resources.
Okay. And thinking about limiting factors. What might limit this invasive plant? Or, wait, could this invasive plant become a limiting factor for something else, like those ducks we talked about?
Excellent question. See, you're thinking ecologically. Maybe the invasive plant has no natural predators in Mystery Marsh, allowing it to grow unchecked. Or maybe the ducks can't eat it, so their food source, the native lilies, disappears. That makes the invasive plant an indirect limiting factor for the ducks.
Ah, so it's not just about defining terms.
Not at all. It's about using the terms to understand the interactions, the dynamics, the ripple effects. That's how real ecologists figure things out, how they solve problems in the real world.
That makes sense. Putting the puzzle pieces together.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So, as we kind of wrap up our ecological deep dive for today, let's reflect a bit. What are maybe two slightly more advanced things you feel you learned today? Things that shifted how you see nature? Maybe it's grasping just how specialized and frankly vulnerable some mutualistic relationships are, like those bees.
Yeah, that was eye-opening.
Or maybe it's fully understanding how that 10% energy rule dictates the whole structure of life, from ponds to, I don't know, the Serengeti.
Those are great points. Yeah, seeing the underlying rules.
Exactly.
Okay, you definitely got to thinking like ecologists. So here's your exit ticket thought to ponder on your own. We've really just scratched the surface today, right?
Oh, absolutely. Ecology is vast.
So after all this, what's one big question you still have? Something you're still wondering about how ecosystems work? Keep that question in mind. Let it fuel your curiosity.
That's the key. Keep asking questions.
Absolutely. Well, great job today, everyone. Seriously, fantastic ecological thinking.
Really good stuff.
We hope you take this way of looking at the world with you. Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Hey there, future